Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that hits close to home. So we're going to be talking about myself. I'm going to be talking about my reselling journey so far. So from 0 to 200k, that's revenue. Just to put it out there, it's not profit. It's kind of hard to track profit because of it, for a number of reasons. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about my overall reselling journey. I'm not here to brag by no means. I'm actually here to more to inspire and tell you about the different stages that I went through to get from pretty much essentially a net worth of zero or close to zero, very minimal net worth, to a somewhat decent net worth now at just 19. And I've only been reselling like not even full time, but like properly reselling for like the last year and a bit, 18 months maybe. And keep in mind that I work a 9 to 5 on top of reselling. So I do this all in my spare time, you could say, if you want to call it that. But yeah, let's get into the early days, the good old days of back when I first started selling. So the first item I ever resold was a pair of TNs. It was this pair of TNs. I'm pretty sure they're called like Sharks or some shit. I don't know. Not into TNs now. So I bought them back in like 2020. So what's that? 5 years ago, half a decade ago. I feel like an old man. Back when I was 14 years young. So I bought them for about $60 and sold them for about 100. I can't be sure on the exact figures, but it was something around that. I remember buying it from this lady, just like close to where I live now, actually. And it was like I was buying it off her son or whatever. Well, I don't think her son even knew that she was selling them because he had so many pairs of shoes. She said, "I'm just gonna fucking sell half of them on him." And then I remember selling it to like this crackhead for like $100. I was glad to get rid of them because they were such a small size. Because I remember like a size 7, and I had really small feet back when I was like 14. So I was gonna wear them for myself. I think I might have worn them like once or twice. And then I posted them online and no one wanted them because no one was a size 7. I remember putting it onto like this Instagram account and everybody saying, "Mad shoes, bro, but can you get them in a size that people actually want to wear?" And I thought, fair play. Not many people have small feet. So yeah, that's the early days. So yeah, trying everything. So when I was in school, I tried every type of venture. So this is basically like year by year. You can go year by year. So year 7 was selling stickers. Man, I was trying to do every single hustle in the book when I was back in school. This is giving me like fond memories. Like, like I'm reminiscing right now. I was selling real AirPods back in school. This is before all the hype and reselling. I was selling real AirPods. I kid you not. And the way I got them AirPods, I don't want to talk about, but you can sort of assume where I got them from. Selling shoes. I was buying like rep shoes off like people. Back in school, there was this guy had like a whole collection of rep shoes before it was even popular. Before Panda Bar was even about. No one knew how to get reps back then. There was a few people who did. Honestly, there's only a few people who know how to do it properly now. But this is before all Panda Bar. And I remember buying these shoes like $50 and trying to sell them for like 100 to 200. But I remember I was trying to make like 4 times my money on them. And I had some crazy pairs of shoes. That was like Kyrie SpongeBob's. There was 7-Eleven Dunks. They were so sick. Like shoes that are actually kind of hard to get as reps now, or that you wouldn't see around like often at all. But they sold really well. I was doing video editing for a guy I know. Shout out to Math, and script writing for him. He watches this channel sometimes. I still talk to him now. And each time I leveled up and improved, but it was never like a significant amount of money. It was never like life-changing sort of like big money, you know what I mean? Like it was like drips and drabs here and there. I had the right ideas and I had the right mentality, but it was just the consistency and sticking on it, which is what a lot of people struggle with. And it's sort of, if you're watching this and you're going, "That's exactly like me, I struggle with consistency," keep watching the video, because the key thing to success in this story, or my story, is consistency and doing it over a long period of time. And that's what I've learned as one of the main things. And so my first exposure to reps was back in 2018. So even before I started reselling, even before I started selling TNs and stuff, my first exposures to reps was way back in 2018. So I ordered this Bape Stussy tee off eBay for $60. I think I still have it somewhere. I think my brother's got it over at my other house. And I really want to get it like framed and be like, look back on it like when I'm in my fucking penthouse one day and I've stacked all my money off reselling. I go, that's the first thing I ever bought reselling, so I can show everyone. And I'd love to just have it as like a little memento, because that's old. That's 7 years old now. That's a long time ago, and it was hard to be getting reps back in 2018 unless you were flying to China. You know, there probably wasn't many websites for it. I remember the old school rep websites like UPL. I think it was called. I'm not even sure if they exist anymore. This was ages ago. I remember looking at stuff back then. So yeah, reintroduction to reps. So 5 years later, I ran into reps again in 2023. So I think like a lot of you guys, you were just scrolling TikTok, came across the AirPod method or whatever they do it. I thought it was a flawless strategy because, like I said, I've been already reselling AirPods, stolen ones, but anyway, real ones. And I thought, well, I don't have to do that anymore. I can just buy these reps that are basically like the real thing. Because I understood what reps were. I think by this stage I'd already ordered off PandaBuy. I understood what reps were. I knew that they were going to be good quality. They were going to be like 1-to-1. And I'd be looking at all these videos of people unboxing them and everything. I went down the whole rabbit hole of reps and all the AirPod reps and shit. And I'm like, man, if these are actually 1-to-1, these are going to be insane. So I thought it was flawless strategy. I was going to go sell them as real and be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Why not? So I went all in on these AirPods, right? As you can see from our beautiful depiction here that I took the photo of. And everybody who knows in the rep game, they know about these good card holders. I still got this motherfucker. This was from my first ever PandaBuy. I still got it. So I ordered 20 pairs with probably all my money at the time. I immediately listed them on Marketplace and Gumtree, hoping to make good money, as we all do. We're all very optimistic when we first start selling. I couldn't predict how horribly wrong it was going to go. So this is like a literal comedy sketch of how wrong this first ever sale went. Alright? So I had no problems listing it, getting it up on I think it was Gumtree of my first ever sale. My first ever AirPod sale. No problems getting it up. No problems finding the buyers. I probably had a buyer within a couple of days. Because this still was a pretty low-key method at the time. People still sell AirPods now. That's how long this method's been around. This is coming up 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. So after trying to finesse the guy, he finessed me, basically, is what happened. So you're wondering what happened? So he took them to the Apple store and they told him they were fake. So basically what happened was I went up and did the sale with this guy. We met not at my house, so that's a rookie error. Do not meet at your house if you're going to be dishonest about what you're selling, alright? So met up the road, he basically told me, I want your phone number because I'm not going to do the sale because I'm going to ring you up because I'm about to take him to the Apple store and get him verified as real. So I tried giving him a fake phone number. Obviously it didn't work because he rung the number and my phone didn't ring because I had my phone on me, obviously. And so what happened then was he said, okay, I had to give him my real phone number, and I was like, fuck, he's got my real phone number now. This is not gonna go well. So did the sale, got my money. About 30 minutes later, get a freaking text message. Bro, these are fake as hell. I went to the Apple store, all this shit. I'm like, fuck. I'm so cooked here. I wish I still had the text messages. They're on my old phone. But I remember I'm talking to this guy and I convinced him that I had no idea that they were fake. My usual story. And I ended up sending him money back. Because he was telling me, like, his dad was a police officer. He was bullshitting, because he was some Asian dude. And, like, his dad wouldn't have been a police officer in Australia. And he ended up feeling bad for me. And he's like, he ended up trying to send me $50 back, which was so bizarre. But anyway. So, now I was stuck with all these AirPods, right? So, sorry, going back. I was stuck with all these AirPods, so I had to sell them all at school. And half of them didn't work. So, I ended up ripping off half my mates. And I remember selling it to this one guy as a fake at my own house. He came to my house, and I thought, because I'm selling it as a fake, I'm not going to mind. But he ended up doing it. He ended up walking up halfway up the road. He ended up going back down 15 minutes later. And he like, bro, they're not working. And I'm like, fuck. So it was all in all a complete disaster. So now I was too scared to sell them as real. I never wanted to do it again. So now being too scared to sell them myself, I opted to sell them to other sellers. So, the usual trick in the book. So I made a Discord and attracted people via making TikToks. So this was the old server, the old KSDR. That's when I was called KSDR recently. And that was initials, so K is my initial. And SDR were my mate's initials. So I originally bought these 20 AirPods, right? And my mate's like, yeah, we'll chip in once they arrive. And they got in, and then my mates didn't want to borrow it. They didn't want to put in any money for it. So I'm like, fuck these dogs. So I also, like I said, I sold them at school for cheap. I only sold them for like $50. I wasn't making much money off them, to be honest. So Panda Buy. So around this time in mid-2023, Panda Buy was going viral. So this was like my first shipping agent that went truly viral, Panda Buy. And I've got a picture of the Crocs that I bought at Panda Buy there. So I couldn't find a picture of my first haul. So I ordered my first haul around this time. I got these Crocs, like I just said. And that's just a little context for what's going to happen later. Other products. So around late 2023, I joined a Discord server called Resellers Paradise. A couple of you boys might even know what this server is. I imagine majority of you won't. But this was the shit back in the day. Resellers Paradise. It was popping. There was so much good shit in there. There was some funny dudes in there. And that's where I sort of like harnessed my ability to find reps in there. And so I got ideas from other products, plus links to them. The JBL Pulse 5 speaker. Like, I've still got this. I still use this myself. I remember I sold one of these. I had a white one of these. They're not even close to one-to-one. Like, they say like show off speaker or something like on there like that. The real one doesn't got that shit. Oakley Sutro sunglasses. I sold them on eBay for ages after. Like, even into 2024, I was selling them on eBay still. And Lego sets. I never actually bought any, but when I was in this Resellers Paradise group, we fully got like this supply, and we were trying to convince him to like make Legos. Because even to this day, I'm pretty sure they don't make a rep Lego and put the logo on it, because for whatever reason. And we were going to get this guy to put the logo on it, and we were going to make tons of money. But again, it never came to fruition, like a lot of things. So my first taste of the future way of reselling was around December 2023, and I got my first customers via my own mother. So her friends were interested in getting rep handbags and that sort of stuff. You can see a picture of like the rep wallets and like card holders and shit I got here from LV. So these were the first sales that would build my future brand and my future business model. So this was the very beginning back in December 2023, before it was even close. It'd take almost another year before I fully sort of got this underway. So wholesale 1991. So this was the OG buyer, the OG Whedon store I was buying off. It was the OG like sort of bag seller, and this guy had everything. He was great. Well, he's gone now, unfortunately. So after learning that Panda Buy was a shipping agent, not a supplier, I started looking into factories. And so the first factory I bought off was Wholesale 1991. Unfortunately, they're now shut down. Looking back on it, wholesale 1991 probably wasn't even a factory. It was probably another agent that sold bags, all types of bags, and they're probably buying bulk from the factories, because I can get a lot cheaper stuff now direct from factory than I was off wholesale. But back in the day, this was the go-to. All I needed to do was get my wholesale links. I'd look on the whole gallery. I'd find what I wanted to find. I'd be looking through this stuff manually too. Like, it'd be taking me ages to find the stuff. I'd find the link, paste it into my Panda Buy, and I'd order away. Exact same as what I'm doing now, but just a lot more simpler and for a lot more people. Alright, so despite all this, I was still broke. So by the time early 2024 had come around, so from about, I'd say, November in 2023 to maybe March 2024, is when I was selling like the handbags and stuff to my mum's friends. By the time April rolled around, I'd run out of sales. I didn't want to buy any more stuff. So I was like, fuck, what do I do now? So in April 2024, I started my YouTube channel to document my dropshipping journey. And this is when I started dropshipping. This is when I started watching guys like BSM Fredo. Still really big fan of him today. Even still copies his Discord sort of style and what he does. I'd given up on reselling and was changing from one thing to another. So I started this thing called the Pocket Clip. And it was like this mini like shisha thing. Like a mix of like, I don't even know what you call it. It was the weirdest thing. It's called a mini like hookah. It's what like the Arabs used to smoke stuff, like a hookah. But it was like this mini thing, and I'd be posting these YouTube shorts about trying to get sales to my fucking shitty ass product. And I'm wondering, I was actually getting views, like 14k views, that sort of stuff. And I'd be getting heaps of engagement, but never got one sale. I probably didn't even get any clicks to my website, because who genuinely would want to buy that? Like, fucking no one. Like, seriously. And it was my short stint in dropshipping. And then for a while, I started my RL threads, which was my rugby league threads. So I found all these fake jerseys off AliExpress and was just going to sell them on a website, rugby league jerseys. I thought that was basically straight up the dropshipping. I tried that, and that was a complete disaster too. I won't mention that, but my new beginning was basically where I started filming my YouTube. So the start of all this was in April 2024. I started a challenge to make 10k in 6 weeks, and like a lot of things, it went terrible. Didn't even make anywhere close. I think I stopped the challenge because of how terrible it went. I think I only made about, a couple K maybe, max. I remember right at the end of the challenge, I made like $400 in one night, and I was like stoked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, I made $400 in one night. I was stoked. I was like, holy fuck. So I made nowhere near it, but it sparked something that would turn into a huge amount of success. So it all started by selling my previous items I'd got on my Panda Buy hauls. So as I was buying these handbags in, so I'd been buying the handbags in from my mum's friends off Panda Buy, and I'd be buying stuff in for myself, like all these basketball jerseys. I've still got a lot of them to this day that just sit in my thing, and I'd buy a bunch of other stuff. And I was sitting there going, how the fuck do I freaking make money reselling? Like, there's got to be a fucking way to do it. And so basically what I started doing was like selling my like stuff I already owned, putting it onto Facebook and going, let's just fucking get rid of this and see how much money I can sort of pull together so I can maybe buy some more stuff. So like everything, it started out extremely small. No customers. I knew like no one at all. Like, I didn't have a network of customers. Very little stock. So I've, if any stock. No, like you can see behind me now, I've got not even a lot of stock, but like a bit of stock. There's a fair bit of stock here that I've still got, because I don't do stock anymore, which I'll get to. But because I used to be getting freaking boxes loads of stock But back when I started, there was nothing. So I had no experience on getting the best factories or where to source certain stuff. But I was determined. I had a dream and I had a goal and I wanted to strive for it. And so I focused on the one thing and wanted to make money through it. So the key to success here was consistency, like I said at the start of the video. It's consistency in the one thing. Not just getting sidetracked on all these multiple drop shipping and fucking selling stickers and all fucking sorts of shit, you know? It was just grinding and consistency. So my grind period was April 2024 through September 2024. So what's that, about 5 months or so? Probably the toughest period of my business journey, for sure. Didn't make a lot at all. I was moving heaven and earth to create minimal profit. I was doing late night drops or late night trips to sell stuff that amount for less than $50. $50 if that. Like crazy work. I'd be driving to Logan for $50. I'll be spending that much on fuel to get there, you know? So the first 5 stages of opportunity hopping. So this is by Alex Hormozy. I've mentioned him in previous videos. Still a big fan of him, even though I don't watch him as much. But stage 1, so uninformed optimism. You see this big thing. I see these reselling AirPods. Oh, this is crazy. I'm going to make so much money off all this. And so once you actually get into it, you cross over the border, the threshold of optimism into pessimism. So informed pessimism. So you understand what the business is about and you know it sucks. And right here, this is basically, this period here is where I was at stage 2 and stage 3. And the valley of despair is basically where you're putting all your time in to do stuff and you're getting nothing out. You're getting nothing out whatsoever. The good thing about reselling instead of other business ventures, I might add, is that you will make 1 or 2 sales here and there. Like you might get like $50, $100 here and there, which sort of gives you like a little boost, a little bit of confidence booster to get you through that stage. Whereas with other businesses like dropshipping, you'll get fuck all. Like you won't get nothing. You won't get 1 fucking sale. Like I never got 1 sale dropshipping ever. So fucking tough to get through that initial stage. But once you crack it, it goes well. It's like all businesses, like social media marketing. You fucking might go months without getting 1 client. And that's what is so disheartening. Whereas with reselling, you will get stingy. It's a lot easier to get your first sale and to get your first, second, and your third, and your fourth, and your 5th sale, you know? Like you'll get sporadic little sales. But it won't be like a steady stream of income like these other sources can get you. Like once you get through that initial stage. So slow progress. So during this time, I was slowly making progress in 3 things. Finding the right products to sell. Finding the actual factories / agents who supplied them. And building a network of trustworthy and valuable customers. Very important, building a trustworthy bunch of customers that you can rely on. I took a number of risks during this time. A number of risks, like very silly things that I do. You know, so some of the dumb things I did, like doing sales in Woodridge at the train station at 10 p.m. at night. Now, if anyone here's from Brisbane, you know how dodgy Woodridge is. It's essentially like one of the worst areas of Brisbane in terms of crime, and it's just a very low socio-economic area. Number 2 is going back to number 1. I could have easily got robbed, you know, could have got stabbed, like, just the dumbest shit, like, I could have been very unsafe, and it was very unsafe to do that. Anything could have happened. Thank God I'm okay. So I did sales at my house. Like, never do sales at your house. In the song 10 Crack Commandments by Biggie Smalls, he talks about never sling where you rest at, which basically means never sell anything at your house. Like, that's just true for business in general. Like, it's very, like, a lot of people don't sell, like, a lot of people's place of work isn't at their house. Like, there are some, but many people don't have businesses at their own house, you know. That's just to keep that sort of, like, life separate, you know. And then I'd just be driving, like, to Logan and Ipswich and freaking Caboolture for, like, minimal money. Like, fuck all money. Like, just the dumbest thing. I'd be doing trades and shit, like, that gets you nowhere, trades. Like, you're just trading from one thing to another. Like, you know when people do like them series about trading from like a pen to like a fucking Lamborghini or some shit, and it never works out? It's because it's the dumbest shit ever. Like, you're not gonna fucking get anywhere. When you're trading for stuff, the person is always looking to get more value from what they put in. And sooner rather than later, you're going to get an L trade that's just going to set you back. It's like gambling. It's like going down to the pokies and getting a feature and then gambling that feature and going, okay, gamble. Eventually you're going to fucking lose. You're not going to fucking 2x your money every time you do a trade, you know. But I'd be doing like 80 kilometers trips for like $50. It'd be taking me like 2 hours. Like 2 hours of my time for $50, like $25 total. Not even profit. Like $15 profit. So I'm getting paid $7.50 an hour essentially, plus fuel costs. So it's a break-even trip. Like, it's not even worth it. Like, what are you doing, sir? Like, these were some of the dumb things I got, but it showed I was committed, and it showed I had desperation. And desperation is what you need to get out of this your broke situation, essentially. So the beginning of AXVENS. So AXVENS, or AKSVENS, or however you want to call it, was my brand, my selling brand. I've recently just sort of shut it down, which is unfortunate. I'm going to get into what actually happened. Pretty crazy story. So stay tuned for that. So up until around 2024, October 2024, I had been selling on my own personal Facebook Marketplace page. So without a proper page, I was struggling to retain customers. I decided Instagram was probably the best platform for retention and growth, which is true. I still believe it's the best platform for retention and growth because everyone uses Instagram and everyone looks at stories and sees stuff. Like, you look at all the fucking world's leading businesses, they're on Instagram, you know? 100%. Social media is such a huge market. There's other sites like eBay, Depop, Vinted, and if you're in the UK and Europe and America. But Instagram's the OG. Instagram, everyone uses. People use Snapchat too. Snapchat's fucking goated. I've never used it, but people still use it. But yeah, Instagram has its successes and its failures. It's got its highs and lows and its downfalls. And its ups. So my Instagram was going great. Just as I'd predicted, I got a number of repeat customers and the money was starting to roll in. So by this time, I'd amassed about 200 followers. Everything was going good. But then my account was banned in October 2024. So I think I had started my account maybe September, not October. So I think I was a bit wrong. So I had my account up for about a couple months. So it was late October I got banned. And it was early September I started. So it was up for about a couple months. We got 200 followers. So I was fucking grinding them marketplace ads and converting the customers and people who even saw the ads and didn't purchase onto my Instagram so I could retain them for future use. But I was banned. But it didn't really matter, to be honest. Like, it was a setback at the time. I thought it was the end of the world. But didn't really matter. So my first 10k month in revenue. So I didn't really have a thing at all. But so October 2024, my first month surpassing 10k. And it was great. 12,196 to be exact. ATO, if you're watching, this isn't true. None of these facts and figures are true. It's just entertainment. Anyway, back to the story. This marked a huge achievement for myself. I was very proud of myself. 10k a month. Obviously, it's not 10k a month profit, but everyone dreams of like 10k a month. You see all these gurus on the internet, 10k a month. You be financially free at 10k a month, all this bullshit. But yeah, you can see here, this is the proof I got. Income there. So rapid growth. So after that October month, I never looked back. So November, 15k month. So that's 33% increase in sales alone within a month. December, 12k. Don't know what happened there. Probably because it was Christmas time. Probably took a bigger time off work or whatever. January, I was away for 2 weeks, but I made 10k. So I was on track to make 20k. So it was growing fucking well. Let's just put it that way. At this point, so that's double in 3 months, essentially, based off the projection. So at this point, I was finally starting to see some rewards from my hard work. It had taken a few months and taken from April all the way through to the end of the year. But it was finally working and I was finally getting results. I was so relieved as well. I was so fucking relieved. But I was also determined to make more. I wanted to make more. Who fucking doesn't? Still want to make more now. So I was earning, but I wasn't content. So for the next 4 months, I continued to grind. Every day on my calendar was filled with sales for that night. I've been getting minimum 20 sales a week. I can show you my planner here. It's got all my sales from October 2024 through to this current day. And it's just filled with sales. I've been getting 20, 25 plus sales a week. I'd be spending all my time at night just selling stuff, making money. Keeping in mind, I'm still working full time. I did this all in my spare time. It's not like I was waking up late every day, waltzing out of bed, sipping my morning coffee, going, can't wait to sell more stuff tonight. Fuck no, I've been working full time. I'd be getting out of bed at fucking 6, going to work, getting home, opening up my packages, and fucking going doing my drops later at the night, and then go back to sleep and rinse and repeat. Weekends are full on as well. I'll be doing drops all day. So I did that for about 4 months until my first major setback. So on the 16th of May 2025, so what's that? About 5 months ago, almost 6 months ago, I was robbed for the first time. Obviously, I'd gotten into a few scams before where people had done some fake pay IDs, but that wasn't really major. It doesn't compare to this event. This was like a main fucking character event. This was like an unskippable cutscene, The other stuff was just like, lost a few bucks here and there. But this was like my first major setback. It was the first time people had ever actually just taken stuff. Basically, I met up with these guys in the park, African guys, and basically they just took all my shit in my car. What they tried to do was they tried to scam me first. So they tried to do a fake pay ID. There's like a Combank spoofer app where you can look like you send money, print, there's like a real receipt and shit. If you ever send money on pay ID for Combank before, prints like a real receipt, or shows a real receipt on the screen, and basically they showed me that, and I was like in tune to this stuff, and I was like very fucking authoritarian. I was like, you're not leaving until I get fucking money on my screen in my bank account. And they're trying to do all this shit and be like, yeah, well, it's going to come through tomorrow and all this shit. I'm like, fuck no. And basically, it ended up to the point where they just took all the stuff and fucking fucked off. It was 4v1, basically. And you can see here, after I got home, I did like a description. I tread, skinny, medium height, maybe 6 foot, bandana on. Like all this shit. And it was the sinking feeling. It was really deflating, honestly. I remember feeling fucking awful. It was about $1,700 worth of product, and it just vanished in the blink of an eye. They ran off into the night. Like, just little red flags. Like, if you listen to me, guys, like, you're gonna fucking learn a lot of shit of, like, what not to do if you're gonna resell. Like, I know the shit. I've been through hell and back. I know what to fucking do with everything with reselling. Like, I'm a fucking expert. So it was a lesson of resilience. So for the next few days, I contemplated whether I continued selling. I was down in the dumps. Like, admittedly, I was determined to make that money back. So the next few days, there was a spike in sales because I was just like grinding hard. But I was just contemplating whether I wanted to continue this. Like, was it gonna happen again? Spoiler alert, it did. Was it worth getting hurt over? Was it a waste of time, this whole thing? Just why would someone want to like even rob me? Like, I'm not even trying to scam them. Why would like people rob poor old me? I'm not even trying to like rip them off. I'm trying to give them a good deal. Like, why couldn't they just go rob some other dude who was trying to sell it as real? Like, I'm a community fucking helper. I'm trying to make everyone out here look fucking richer than they are. I'm doing everyone a service. But I soon recovered. It honestly wasn't that bad of a thing. It was more of a mental block than anything physical. I hadn't been hurt really. I never really got attacked. I was robbed, but I wasn't assaulted. So I was gaining more traction. So you can see here a picture of all the fucking shit I had. Like, this is what I'd be telling you about stock. Like, I'd just be having fucking boxes of shit just arrive, like 20 kilos coming in. Like, I'd be having like 3 or 4 15-kilo packages coming, like 60 kilos worth of reps coming in at one time. And the post office dude's like, fucking, what are you fucking ordering, bro? I'm like, oh, just some stuff for myself. A few pairs of shoes for myself. Just like a crazy amount of shit. So at this point, my Instagram was quite large, and I was determined to make it larger. I wanted more followers, more views, and more customers. I was chasing the big sellers in my city. I wanted to match it. I was fucking going at these other sellers. I wanted to be the fucking best. And this was sort of my undoing, because to a certain extent, I was sort of chasing, and I was overextending myself. There was a video I watched the other day about the collapse of empires. And the first collapse of empires, the first sign of it, is the overexpansion of military, trying to fight multiple wars on all different fronts. It's what happened to Germany in World War II. Tried to fight the Russians, tried to fight in North Africa, they tried to fight on the Western Front. And they just tried to fight too many enemies, and that was their undoing. It's like everything. I was trying to put out too many fires and trying to get too many customers and just trying to overextend myself too much. I just couldn't do it. And it's eventually what led to it. So every Saturday I was posting up stock. So I'd be getting all this stuff in. I'd be posting up on my Instagram every Saturday. And I'd be getting 50 plus messages within a couple hours. Like you can see here, my story views, like 4 messages, 2 messages, another message, 3 messages, more messages. And you can see the time frame it's in. Like so close together. And we're getting requests as well. It was overwhelming, honestly. I didn't have the capacity to operate at this advanced level for long. I don't want to say burnout, because I don't really and truly believe in burnout. But it was getting to the point where it just wasn't efficient, and it was just too much. I was selling to more people, but I was only taking up the limited time I had left. It was only a matter of time before something went wrong, and it did. It went really wrong. And this is what happened recently. So my biggest setback yet. So on the 22nd of September 2025, I met with a guy for a sale with no problem whatsoever. Met with him down at my local Macca's, no problem. We discussed the possibility of him coming back the next night to purchase more items, which isn't uncommon. Happens all the time. People see my stuff and go, wow, that's cool. I'll come get some more stuff. And I go, yep, no problem. So I went to bed happy that I'd helped another customer. Because that's the way I view it. I'm helping people. That's right, so assaulted and home invasion. So the next day I went back to the guy, same spot, was immediately jumped by 6 guys. They'd followed me home the night before. They told me they were going to take everything. So they basically wanted me to take them back up to my own house, so up here where I am filming now. So I was getting punched, I was getting freaking yelled at, I was getting threatened to fucking get stabbed, all sorts of stuff. And they basically said, they jumped in my car, and they had another car full of other guys, and said, we're going back up to your house, and we're just fucking ram-raiding your house, basically. And I was helpless. I had to comply. I was by myself. I didn't have any other choice. Like, what can you do in this situation? Like, this is a true story. I'm not fucking making this up. Like, you can see the picture here of me fucking bloodied and whatnot. I'd been punched and fucking, like, fully assaulted. I hit over the back of the head with a baseball bat. I had to go to the hospital, get stitches. Like, you see the next one, I got them in hospital. So after they went to my front door, they basically tried to kick the door in, but failed. The door only swings out, and it jammed. They couldn't get inside. And they had all, like, these, like, puffer jackets and shit on, so they were trying to cover their identities, hoodies and shit. So, and they're all quite big guys. And they couldn't really fit through the, like, crack in this door. I'm only a skinny guy, so I could get through. And they basically said, go out and fucking get some shit for us. So I went inside and I grabbed them a few fucking things and told them, and they fucked off basically. I went and locked the back door. I was pretty shaken up and shocked. So I went around just locking windows. And by the time I went back outside, they'd all fucked off. So the police were on their way. There's about fucking 10 cop cars outside. Overall, the police weren't even concerned about the reps. I told them I was completely honest about what I did, how I sold replicas, how I sold them as replicas. I didn't scam anyone. I wasn't trying to fucking be a dog, all sorts of shit. And I was lucky that they took fuck all like that. You know what? Honestly, they only took about $1,000 worth of stuff. It was honestly less than the first raid that had happened, or the first robbery of mine back when the Africans had taken stuff. And I'm lucky I hadn't been seriously injured and I was alive. Like honestly, I'm lucky I'm alive. Like that could have gone so wrong. When I hit over there with a baseball bat, I fell back into a brick wall. Could have easily hit my head on the brick wall and just fucking passed out. They could have just stomped on my head. Who fucking knows? They could have actually had knives and just fucking stabbed me. Like, you don't know of these sorts of people because they're not fucking right in their head. Like, who seriously robs people over fucking replica items? Like, it could have gone so fucking wrong. Like, out of all these scenarios that could have happened, like, there's more bad scenarios than good, honestly. I'm just so lucky that I didn't get hurt way more. And then I'm even here to tell the tale. I could have fucking, my brain could have fucking, you know, popped a blood vessel, fucking brain aneurysm or some shit. You know what I mean? I'm very lucky I'm still here. So like the first time I'd been robbed, I contemplated whether I quit selling altogether. So obviously you see me here in the hospital, contemplating life. This was at like 4 o'clock in the morning after I'd been fucking severely beaten up. This was much more serious and a genuinely scary situation. This is one of the few times in my life where I was genuinely like scared. Like I remember getting home and being scared to sleep. Like because I could have come back, you know. Like admittedly they haven't come back, and it'd be pretty dumb to come back. Oh, by the way, the guys who had robbed me, the guys who like fully invaded my home and shit, they're in jail at the moment. So they got caught by the cops. They're like facing 5 to 10 years. I don't know what's gonna happen to them. When the court date is, what exactly they're charged for, but I know 2 of them of the 6 are in jail right now, which is crazy. But I genuinely couldn't sleep like the night after. I remember getting home at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I was scared they were going to come back. I put up all these cameras and shit. I put up, because you can get around the side of my house. I ended up putting like a temporary fucking fence in there so people can't get in. And I had to think of something like, I couldn't continue the same way. Like, I just couldn't fucking keep selling to random people and hoping for the best. And, because at the end of the day, it's a roll of the fucking dice. It's like rolling a roulette wheel and going, and like landing on green is like landing like on a fucking, getting robbed, you know? Like, it's a 1 in like 30 chance or whatever it happens. It's probably less. It's like a 1 in 100 chance it happens, right? But the one time you do land on that option, like, it's fucking bad. And like I said, you don't know which time is going to be like the time you're not going to walk away from it. Like, you don't know which is the time you're going to fucking run into a complete fucking drug addict who somehow got a gun and you get fucking shot in the head, you know? Like, people aren't like logical. They don't, people who are like on drugs and like desperate, ready to fucking hurt people and rob people and kill people for this stuff, they don't think normal. Like, no, they don't think in their right mind. So anything can happen. So I contemplated what the fuck I was going to do. So massive changes. So I created a new Instagram, leaving 700 of my followers behind. So at this point, my Instagram had about 770 odd followers. No, 720, sorry. So, and now I've got 109. I made a whole new account. So I left 700 of the people behind. 700 potential customers, I left them. I just thought, fuck, not worth the fucking time. Not worth the fucking risk. I don't know them. So I sent the IG account to only my most trusted customers. So only about 100 people I know. Ones I knew wouldn't rob or betray me. I no longer ordered stock. I've still got a bit now because I'm trying to get rid of it, but I did custom orders only. So custom orders meaning a person had to order a specific item. And it was going to be much harder to sell. Much harder to make money. So a breakdown of my sales. So basically on my old account, 80% of the sales I did were from stock and 20% were from custom orders. Without stock, I'd be losing 80% of my revenue stream. I couldn't afford to do that, so I had to think of a way I could do custom orders only with fucking, what's that, like 80% of my customer base gone. So I needed to make a way it was easy for my customers to access products I could order and to showcase products I could order. So my solution was to create a catalog, one where my customers could see all the products I could get my hands on. So I've only just really completed this in the last couple of weeks. And I've already got about 13 grand or 15 grand worth of fucking orders to fulfill, which is amazing. So pretty much, and custom orders, it's about a 3-week sort of fucking rotation, I guess. Like, it takes about 3 weeks from customer ordering stuff to order actually arriving. We'll see how it goes in the long run. Hopefully it can stay consistent, which I hope it does, and I think it will, because I've still got a decent amount of customers. But I basically added like 7,500 products to my gallery. Basically, if you think of a Yupo gallery, it's basically like that, but for my customers. I manually made it, and people can access it whenever they want now. They can just have a look and go, yep, want to order that, that, and that, and I give them a price, and they go, yep, order it in. Sometimes they might make a down payment, and once it gets in, I'll just drop it to them, or they'll come pick it up, or I'll ship it to them, and I'll get paid the full amount. So I've got about 15 grand worth of that outstanding at the moment, which is amazing. And yeah, that pretty much brings us to the present day. So that's my whole story. That's my story from 0 to 200k. What a fucking wild ride it's been, boys. Especially the last few months have been crazy. Or last couple months especially have been crazy. Getting robbed. Bunch of shit's gone down. But in the end, it's all worth it because God's giving me the one of the elements I need to succeed, the pain. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Also soon I'm going to be dropping, I'm going to be restarting my Discord again. I'm going to be doing a really in-depth course, a reselling course. It's going to be about $20 a month, I think, something like that. Maybe thinking, oh, a course, no, just selling fucking information that you can get for free. Well, I think I've proven that fucking I know what I'm doing. If I made 200k revenue, I can make a lot more than that, I think you guys can too. And I've done this while fucking working a 9 to 5, mind you. So, think about what you will, but we'll talk about that in the upcoming videos, I think. Anyway, boys. Fuck, been a long video. Probably one of my longest videos yet. 48 minutes we're coming up on. Wow, fuck, I'm tired. I need to fucking have a sleep. Anyways, I'll talk to you in the next one. And enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out, boys.